Hello to everybody in Zoom exercise class. My name is Michele Harrison, physical therapist with Rocky Mountain MS Center. Adding another video for our archives for you to tap into when you need another exercise class. And this one I am taping specifically because I will be not be able to attend the next class. So wanted to have a video that everybody, something new for people. So I'm filming this in late summer. So this segment is part of a late summer Qigong. And late summer is a time in Chinese medicine for stability in the environment, and also like stability within digestion and digestive organs, spleen, stomach, and pancreas in particular. So where we're going to start is we're going to have our hands at our lower or upper dantian area, so this upper abdomen area. And we're just going to start by taking a few breaths. In Qigong, typically breaths are done through the nose, right? You breathe in and out of the nose. And feeling kind of the diaphragm area, because the diaphragm is an important part of digestion because of the way it lifts up and lowers down over the organs of digestion. Take a few breaths, bringing your mind into your body. I'm going to demonstrate the beginning of this movement that we're going to do standing so you can see this. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back with one leg. So we're going to do this seated or standing about hip width apart. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle to the back, come forward, shift to the front, circle out and around, and back. Can you see how we're doing this? Kind of almost a kidney bean shape. I kind of think of a figure eight. So we could do it with one foot forward, one back here, seated, shifting forward. All these movements tend to be very calming, bringing kind of that water element, storing good energy that we want, right? Calming everything down. If you think about when you get really stressed and stuff, what happens to your stomach and your bowels, right? It kind of plays havoc with that whole system. So this is trying to get that good nourishing energy flowing in these organs so that we have digestion that is really nourishing to us and is able to take in the nutrients that we need. I found this whole routine to be very centering and calming to me. All right, now we're going to bring our feet, hands to that upper abdomen area, the solar plexus. Feet are equal, holding for a moment, breathing in and out through the nose. Then we're going to step back with the other leg. Step back, 1 foot back, 1 forward, right? About hip width apart. And we're going to, again, we're going to draw that kidney bean or that figure 8 here. Circle in front. And you don't want to rush, right? All this should have kind of a sense of flow. This movement is called monk grinding rice. Getting that shift to the back and then forward to the back and then forward. And again, looking for that sense of flow. Not forcing anything, not being in a rush. We'll do one more. Breathing in, breathing out. One more. Bringing the hands to the center, feet back so that they're equal in front of us, holding. Drawing that earth energy up through the feet, through the hands, up into the dantian area. We're going to lower our hands, stacking one on top of the other. And then we're going to bring one arm out, around, and down in a half circle. This is a very centering move, right? Lowering it down till it's on top of the other hand. Then the lower hand comes out and around and down the center. And again, this is a very slow flowing movement, kind of calling on water energy, right? Water energy that helps us store and consolidate, drawing into the center and lowering. Breathing in and down. In and out. If the breathing feels difficult to do it this slowly, you can choose a different pace. The flow of the movement. Can you feel that? One more time each side. Bring that water energy, that element into the dantian, into the center. Bringing both hands over the lower dantian area. Taking a few deep breaths. Noticing even the slightest movement of the abdomen, of the diaphragm. Then we're going to bring both hands circling over the stomach and dantian area. Both directions. Let's bring our hands into the prayer hands, or namaste hands as you may know them. About at heart center level. We're going to store that energy that you have just cultivated and have an intention to store the energy, but also to use that energy for something good. Deep breath in, lowering your hands, maybe vowing to worry less and spend more time being centered. We're going to end and release with a big sigh. And that will end our Qigong section of this class. Very nicely done. Thank you. Let's grab our weights if you want to use them. All right, we're going to start our external training now. We're going to do some jumping jack legs, out and in. Now, what we're going to do with our arms, we're going to go out in front, lift up. And again, you could work arms, legs, or both together. You could do one side at a time. You could alternate arms and legs, right? You could do a little arm work, a little leg work as you need to. Try and pace yourself for fatigue, right? And being able to participate as much as you can. If you sit up away from the chair back, you're going to engage your abs as well, right? We're going to start working that core. Now, let's go down and out. Down as the feet are apart and out. If you have a hard time, like doing this motion with your legs, the out and in motion, you could use a paper plate or a dry clean bag under your foot to kind of be able to slide that leg out better. Go at your own pace. If I'm going too slow, you can go faster. If I'm going too fast, you can go slower. Make this your workout so that it's good for you, right? Keep working. But you can take rest breaks as you need to. Anybody that's been doing class with me, please do. Stay hydrated as well. Stay cooler if you need to have a fan, in the area to be able to keep cooler. Light clothing, all the things to help to keep anything like heat sensitivity that might get in the way of doing some exercise. Looking good. Now, let's do a kick with the legs. Kick out, push to the back. So now we're working on the quads, the thighs. If you can't kick your leg out, you can always push down into the floor and engage that muscle. And when we're pushing to the back, we're not just swinging our arms, correct? We are doing a shoulder blade pinch. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna hold one leg out and we're gonna do 5 pinches of the shoulder blades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, it's not just swinging the arms, right? Squeezing those shoulder blades back. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 4, 5. I find if you count, sometimes it's easier not to hold your breath, right? 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do a couple more times each side. One more, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now let's do a march. We're gonna do, let's punch one hand up, one hand out, and switch. So we got some coordination going on here, right? Again, you can do arms, legs, or both. Pick your pace. Use weights or not. Maybe the weight of your arm is plenty. Breathing, counting, maybe smiling. All right, how are your shoulders doing? You could always take a break if you need to, right? We'll do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now let's do a kind of a mogul here, right? So trying to go up and over the bump. And if you ever skied, right? So feet to one side, lift, feet to the other side. And again, if you're away from the chair back, you're going to need to engage your abs to protect your lower back with this movement. And what we're going to try and do is do hands to one side, legs to the other. We can do arms, legs, or both. You could do one side at a time, right? You could do like one side, right? You could trade, right? One side. Remembering to breathe. Feels good to move though. That's for sure. We'll do 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And we'll go back to a jog or a march. This is getting my fan out of the way here. Okay. Now, let's do just some bicep curls. Bend those elbows. Now, let's bring our hands up over our head. We're going to go side, over to side. I'll bring up the screen. Side, side. Could do arms, legs, or both again. Pick your pace. And again, you could do a couple overhead if you needed to. You could do a couple in front if you needed to. And then switch back. Sometimes holding your arms up over your head is tiring. Now, let's do a hacky sack leg. So you're going to bring one heel up to the opposite knee, if you can. Heel to the opposite knee. Okay, now we're going to do some arms. We're going to add the arms in, if you'd like, front and back, front and back. Try and clap those hands behind you if you can. Good job. Okay, let's do some figure eights. So I'll show you sideways. Back of the 8, front of the 8. Flip the hand over, back of the 8, front of the 8. So it's like an infinity sign lying on its side. You can do one arm or both. Let's do a kick again. When we do these figure eights, we're kind of working the rotator cuff a little bit, the shoulder muscles that help give stability to your shoulder. Oops. All right, let's do some wrists and some ankles. So I'm stabilizing my forearms so I can really work some of these muscles on the backs of the arms. We can do both directions. We can do little curls as well. As we're doing this, we're going to try to work our ankles too. Lift those feet up. Like you're patting your feet to a really good tune that you like, to the beat. And again, working both directions. You can use weights or not. Now let's go out and in, out and in. And again, when I'm doing this movement, you see my knee stays pretty still. I'm not doing this and this, right? In, out, in, and the wrist. Thumb, pinky, thumb, pinky. These muscles on the sides of the ankles and the wrists help give us stability in these joints. The ankles for stability for walking and balance, standing. The wrists for utilizing your hands a little better. So they're small muscles, but they need to be worked. We'll do 3, 2, 1. Sometimes those small muscles, the weight can be heavy for that. So we can try and work, even without weights, or even just a very small weight, maybe even less than a soup can. All right. Now let's do some abs. So I want you to scoot forward in your chairs. If you have not before, if you have a chair that actually has a back that will recline or tilt away from you, you can do that. We're going to have our arms in one of 3 positions: across our chest, genie arms, or up. This is the most difficult because you're increasing the lever arm of what you're working. We're going to just try and curl back and come forward, not arching as you go back, bringing the ribs down towards the pelvis. If your arms get tired, you can always bring your arms down, right? Because we're trying to work the abs here. Breathing out, breathing in, go at your own pace. I'll turn sideways so you can see me a little better. Now, let's lean back halfway, and again, curling down, not arching. Try and lift one leg up, and we're going to try and turn to one side and the other. If you can't lift your leg up, it's fine. You can do the activity with both feet on the floor. Lift the other leg if you're doing one leg at a time here. One leg up. If you get tired of holding the leg up, you can always set the foot down. All right. Good. We're going to do some standing. If you're going to do some standing, please grab a chair, walker, counter, dresser, table, whatever you have available for safety. If you're going to stay seated, let's try and do a kick, squeeze the buns and lift yourself up just a little. If you can't kick your legs out, you can always push down into the floor, squeeze the buns for 5 to 10 seconds. All righty. If you're gonna do some standing, let's start. We're gonna do a squat and a lift. Squat, lift. If you don't feel safe doing the side leg lift or don't have somebody to spot you, it's fine to just work on the squat itself. When you squat, you want to think of going down, squeezing those thighs, pinching those buns, and lifting, right? That's the movement. Holding on as you need to for balance and stability. When you do the squat, try to not have your knees knocked together if you can. That's a hip motion. We want to try and pull those knees out a little bit over the pinky toes. If you get tired of doing the standing activity, you can do one of the seated activities. You could do the rocket launch, where you try and stand up just a little bit out of the chair. All right. Now, let's do a forward and backward motion. We're going to stand on one leg. Only do this if you feel safe or you have somebody to help you and spot you. Bring one leg forward and back. Forward and back. As you see, I'm not doing this, okay? I'm trying to stay upright, keep my hips pretty stable. Bring the leg forward and back. Holding on as needed for balance. Switching legs. All right, now let's do a wide squat. Okay, we're gonna keep our knees apart. We're gonna go out and down. And again, trying not to let your knees cave in if we can help it. Keeping those knees out over the pinky toes. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We're gonna Sit now. We are actually heading into our last segment of stretching. So if you have a footstool, trash can, or box that you're going to use for your stretches, you can pull that around. And if you don't want to use that, you can do the stretches just, you know, on the floor if you want. This just gives you a little more stretch by bringing your leg up. Grab your belt. It's a little too low, sorry. Okay, we're going to start with our figure 4 stretch, where we cross one leg over, sit up tall, try and hinge forward at the hip to feel a stretch in the side of the thigh, up in the bun, and circles with the ankle. If you have a brace on and that precludes you from doing that right now, just do these ankle circles both directions when you get your brace off to keep that flexibility in your ankles. That helps with balance and walking and standing, all sorts of activities, that flexibility in those joints. Lots of little joints in the ankle and foot area. Let's switch sides. And circles with the ankle if you can. If this feels like a lot of torque on the knee, you can always put your leg down on something a little lower and then lean forward so you feel it more on the side of the thigh and the hip. Not like you're twisting your knee as much. All right. If you have a brace on, you could do just the up motion, right? Most likely with your brace, unless it's solid, then your ankle is kind of stabilized there. All right, one leg out in front, please. Heel is down, toe is pointing up, knee is flat. We're gonna sit up tall. We're gonna hinge at the hip. Try not to curl the back so much. If you have difficulty initiating that forward bend, then let's use a belt around the middle of the foot, like this. I'll go sideways so you can see me a little more. And then we're going to use that belt to help hinge forward till you feel a pull in the back of the thigh. The belt can also help so your foot doesn't roll in or out, help keep that foot positioned. Let's move the belt up to the ball of the foot now and pull back till you feel stretch in the lower leg now, in the calf. If you're tight, you may feel it all the way up the leg. And the belt can help position the foot so it doesn't roll in or out. Now we're going to lean forward. Now you should feel it all the way down the backside leg, backside of the thigh, into the calf, into the heel, maybe up into the sole of the foot. Stretching the foot and the toes also are important things, you know, to keep flexible, important parts of our body. Let's do the other side. Same stretches. Put the foot up on the footstool, trash can, or box, or if you're going to do it on the floor, just scoot a little further forward, sit up tall, lean forward till you feel a pull in the back of the leg, the thigh in particular. Again, the belt can be used to initiate stretch or to increase stretch, right? You want to feel just a little more pull. Let's put the belt around the ball of the foot. Pull back till you feel a stretch in the lower leg. So you're not pushing into the belt with your foot, you're pulling your toes back towards you. Now lean forward with the belt to feel it all the way down the back side of the leg again. All right. Let's put the belt down and our footstool to one side. Now, we're going to do a side bend. So you're going to reach to the floor, one hand over your head and lean to the side using that footstool or a table or a chair or something if you need it for stability. Reaching down. Other side. Reach over. You should feel stretch down, like from your armpit down through your ribs to your hip area. Let's do a twist. So reach to one thigh, the back of the chair, turn and look over your shoulder. Any of these stretches that you feel like you need to do more of, please do. Sometimes we need to stretch multiple times a day so your body will function maximally for you. Reach to the other side, turn and look over the other shoulder, remembering that the taller you sit, the more stretch you're gonna, or rotation you're gonna be able to get. All right. Face forward, please. Roll your shoulders up, back, and around. Trying to scoot those shoulder blades down along your spine, along that rib cage. Lace your fingers. If you can't lace your fingers, grab your wrist. Push your hands, if you can, toward the screen. Stretching out in between the shoulder blades. Hands over your head. If these movements are difficult, try to do them when you're lying in bed, or have someone help you lift your arms up. Hands behind your head, elbows are back. Relax your arms. Drop one ear to one shoulder. Other ear to the other shoulder. Let's bring your chin to your shoulder. That's what we consider normal range of motion for turning your head, right? So try and work on that a little bit. Bring your head down across your chest as if you're drawing a necklace. Down across your chest. Our last move for today is that listening head posture. So it's as if your chin is sitting on a shelf. You're going to pull your head just straight back over your body, not up and down, right? Pull your head back, flattening out the arch in that neck, that Bring your hands out, reach around, give yourself a hug because you did a really good job and we worked hard today. Thank you for your time, for your attention, and I hope you have a wonderful day.